What's going on YouTube? WildLion Games here, and Refactor Games has come out with another update, some patch notes for Football Simulator. This is version 0.05, currently in early access, came out a couple weeks ago, and well, about 10 days ago, so week and a half. And it's mostly just a performance update, quality of life as I would like to say it, but they also added a new feature, motioning before the snap. So you now have the ability to motion players across the line of scrimmage pre-snap, adding more control how you play. So we're going to showcase some of the highlighted plays in motion here. And if you like the music on the channel, it comes from Soundstripe. Soundstripe has an extensive library of music and sound effects for as low as $9.99 a month. And no, they're not paying me to say that yet. I hope they will. And so that's why I'm giving them a shout out, because I truly do like them. And I know some of you guys in the comments have mentioned you like the music on the channel. That's where I get it from, is soundstripe.com. So hopefully they hear this, and maybe we can do something. But anyway, let's jump into the video. So they've just added motion into the game. Why is motion important? You know, how do we use this in American football? You know, if you go back to the earliest days, offenses were actually allowed to shift and assemble themselves as much as they wanted and however they wanted, much like the defense can. You can't do that on offense anymore as the rules have changed. Offense is pretty restricted with when and how they can send players in motion. But the big question is, why do we put a player in motion? And you know, one purpose is to gain clues about the defensive play call, right? So particularly whether or not a defense is in either like a zone or man-to-man coverage. As you know, if you send a receiver in motion and you see the corner follow him across the field, hey, they might be in man-to-man coverage because he's following him. If he doesn't follow him and you see the two DBs on the opposite side communicating, saying switch, hey, look at this, most likely you're looking at a zone coverage. Defense doesn't communicate well. Motion can confuse a defense and potentially leave a receiver uncovered with the defense not communicating. And another way is if you got a athletic slot receiver, someone like Christian Kirk, or how Jacksonville was planning on using Laviska Shenault Jr., you know, you want to send him in motion on like a flanker sweep play, toss him the ball as he's running behind the quarterback and let him get full steam ahead as he's getting the edge of the line of scrimmage going downfield. That's another way you could use motion. Taking all of that into consideration with how we use motion in real life, how does this motion work in Football Simulator? So it's actually pretty easy. When you get to the line of scrimmage, you can use the D-pad, pull the left bumper or right bumper to view your play yard, but then you would use the D-pad and the arrows on the D-pad left to right to cycle through, you know, your receiver and tight end, your running back. And then it's literally just when they're selected, you just move the left thumbstick where you want them to go. You know, if you press A on a receiver and joystick to the left, he's not going to sprint across to the left. You actually have to move the left thumbstick wherever you want him to go. And it's pretty cool because I guess it allows for more user control over where you're putting your receiver or how you're doing your lineup. And there's no rules on like the amount of guys you have to have on the line of scrimmage, or the amount of guys that can be off the line of scrimmage. There's no rule like that with Football Simulator right now, so it doesn't really matter what your formation turns into. You can move guys anywhere you want. It's pretty easy, man. Like I said, you just cycle through, you press you know, once you have a receiver highlighted, you can move them anywhere you want. I've seen better use of it, and I think that I can't show any gameplay now, but Axis Football 23 is using a motion system in the game coming out. I believe September is when their new game is coming out, and they also have pre-snap motion. I really like the way theirs is done. There's designated spots on the field that you can cycle to and like send your player over. And the reason why I like this is because right now with Football Simulator, since you have to control the man in motion, it is really tough to pull off a, you know, like let's say you're doing like a dive play to the right and you want to send a receiver motion and left, maybe making the defense think, hey, they're about to pitch it to this guy going to the left. It's pretty tough to motion him across the left, time it up when he's behind the quarterback to snap the ball to give it the illusion of like pitching it to the man in motion, but then handing it off to the running back going to the right. Having to manually control the man in motion while simultaneously snapping the ball makes that tougher. And I mean, right now Football Simulator doesn't really have plays like that, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense. And this is just the first iteration. I'm sure it's going to change as they move down the line. But with Axis Football 23, since you pick a spot on the field where you're sending the player in motion, and then you just press A, and then that player automatically starts motioning across. Then you can sit back there and time up when you're going to snap the ball as he's moving across the backfield, which I really like. And the other question I was trying to figure out is, does it actually open up more opportunities? Yes and no. And I'm trying to figure out ways to use this to your advantage at the moment. Right now, the biggest advantage I can see is really with the run game, is like tightening in that line of scrimmage and, you know, giving yourself some extra blockers, especially if you're trying to run up the middle. I found that I was able to get a little bit of extra push and run up the middle a lot easier. In the passing game, I haven't seen a whole lot of opportunities, and I think that's mostly because right now with Football Simulator we can't audible or call hot routes, so it's not like you can create mismatches by sending guys in motion across the line of scrimmage and across the backfield and then also change the route or call an audible to a different play if you see something you like. So I mean, there's times where I was sending guys in motion on a run play, and then I have this receiver on the left who's just completely uncovered, but I can't audible to like a quick, you know, slant route. I have to run that run play. So I think that the real opportunities to take advantage of the new motion system are going to come when they add the ability to the audible plays in the future. And I'm enjoying it. It's fun playing around with it. It definitely adds a new way to play the game, a new way to approach the offense in the game. That's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you for watching this. And like I said, man, the whole point of showcasing this game is there are other options out there besides Madden. So if you're not happy with Madden, you don't want to buy it, as you can see, there's an NFL mod attached to this game. I've made a video on that before, so if you want to learn how to get the NFL teams in this game, go check out that video on my channel. But yeah, there's other options out there besides Madden, so keep that in mind. All right, until next time, peace.